Good morning, students. So let's continue with our chapter number 18, that is vocabulary. In our previous lecture, we did the topic words often misused and confused. Now today we'll start with the next topic of the same chapter, that is synonyms. Now what are synonyms? Synonyms are words that have the same or similar meaning to the given word. Means some words are given to us and their synonyms are also given to us. Means the words which have the either the same meaning or a similar type of meaning to the given word is called a synonym. And this topic you have done in your earlier classes also, but this time some more synonyms are given to us. For example, we can say accommodation is a word. Accommodation, the synonym of accommodation is room. Means room and accommodation are both having same meaning or similar meaning. We can use these words as substitute of each other. In the same way, another example is assistance. In place of assistance, we can use help also. So help is the synonym of assistance. Take one more example, glad. The meaning of glad is happy. So in place of glad, we can use happy, and in place of happy, we can use glad, because both these words are synonyms. Take another example like wrong. If we say your question is wrong, and we can also say that your question is incorrect. So wrong and incorrect, both these words are also synonyms. So read these words and their synonyms in order to understand their meanings. Now come to exercise 6. Exercise 6 is fill in the blanks in the following sentences using synonyms of the words given in brackets. Some words are given to us in brackets and we have to use the synonyms of the given words in order to fill in the blanks. Like for example, she finished her homework with my dash, and the helping word or the word given in bracket is help. So we have to write down the synonym of help here, and the synonym of help is assistance. So that our sentence will be she finished her homework with my assistance. In the same way, take another one. Rita was dash in an accident, and the given word is hurt. So we have to use the synonym of hurt, and the synonym of hurt is injured. So we can say Rita was injured in an accident. Like this you have to complete this exercise. Now come to exercise 7. In exercise 7, you have to write down the synonyms of the given words. Some words are given to you and you have to write down their synonyms. For example, hollow. The synonym of hollow is empty. Synonym of fast is quick. Same way, desert. Synonym of desert is leave, and synonym of rich is wealthy, and so on. Like this you have to write down the synonyms. And this was the topic synonyms from this chapter, and I hope it is clear to you. Now come to the next topic, that is the words which are opposite of synonyms are called antonyms. Means the words which have the opposite meaning to the given word are called antonyms. Fine. Synonyms are the words which have the same meaning, but antonym is a word which is opposite or contrary in meaning to the other word or the given word. So some antonyms and the words are given here as like this above. Above is a word and you have to write down its opposite or antonym, that is below. In your previous classes you have read about the opposite words, or even synonyms, antonyms also you have done. In same way here also antonyms are there, and antonyms are the words which are opposite in meaning to the given word. Like take another example, back. Antonym of back is front. Another example, clean. Antonym of clean is dirty. Joy, sorrow. In the same way you have to just read these antonyms and the words given in order to get a clear understanding of some of the antonyms. Clear? Now come to the exercise of this topic. Exercise 8. In exercise 8, some words and their antonyms are given to us. We have to make their pairs. Means we have to write down the word and its antonym in front of it in order to make them their antonyms, and write down them in the space provided. Like first we take war. War is a word, and now in the antonym we have to write down its antonym. Like antonym of war is peace. Same way antonym of happy is sad. Wise, foolish. Fit, unfit. Wild, tame. Like this, you have to complete this exercise. Both the words and antonyms are given to us. The thing is, we have to make pairs of those words and antonyms and write down in the space provided. Now, there are certain ways to make antonyms of the given words. What are those ways? Those ways are, we can add like un, dis, ill as prefix in order to make antonyms of the given words. Like for example, we take by adding prefix un, like we have the word wise, and if we add un to it, then it will become unwise, and unwise is the antonym of wise. Same way, if we have active and if we add in as prefix to it, then it will become inactive, and inactive will be the antonym of active. And take another example, mature. If we add the prefix im before mature, then it will become immature, and immature is antonym of mature. Another way of making antonym is by adding the prefix dis. If we add the prefix dis, dis, in the word respect, then it will become disrespect, and disrespect is the antonym of respect. Take another way, miss. If we add miss in a word as prefix, then it will become its antonym. Like use is the word, and if we add the prefix miss before it, then it will become misuse, and misuse is the antonym of use. In a similar way, in certain words we use the prefix ir in order to make its antonym, like regular, irregular, rational, irrational. Another is, in certain words we add the prefix il in order to make its antonym, like if we are being given with the word literate, and if we add il before it, then it will become illiterate, and illiterate is the antonym of literate. And for such words, there is an exercise also which is given to us, like exercise 9. In this exercise, we have been given with certain words, and we have to make their antonyms by adding the prefixes which is given, like dis, it, miss, im, in, ir and un as prefix, so that we can make their antonyms. Like we take some of them, like active, inactive, furnished, unfurnished, mature, immature, regular, irregular, grateful, ungrateful. And remember, like this word is given able. The antonym of able may be disable also and unable also. Both are correct. Fine. Calculate is miscalculate. Don't write discalculate. It is miscalculate. So you can do this exercise also. Now come to exercise 10. Exercise 10 is change the following sentences into negative by using the antonyms of the given words in brackets. See, some words are given to us in the brackets, and we have to use their antonyms in order to fill these blanks. Like he was a dash king. Word is kind, which is given to us in the bracket, and we have to write down the antonym of kind here. The antonym of kind is cruel, so that it will become he was a cruel king. In same way, this frock is dash, and the word in bracket given is cheap. So we'll write down the antonym of cheap here, that is expensive. This frock is expensive. In this way, we have to do this exercise. Now come to exercise 11. Exercise 11 is change the following sentences by using antonyms of the words in bracket. This is also the same exercise. Words are given to us in brackets, and we have to use their antonyms in order to fill the space. Like there is dash in the room, and the word given is darkness. So the antonym of darkness is brightness, which we will write down in the blank. This knife is dash. Bracketed word is sharp. We will write down the antonym of sharp, that is blunt, so that it will become this knife is blunt. In this way, you can do this exercise. Take another one. Shyam is very dash in his work. Bracketed word is regular, and we have to write down the antonym of regular, that is irregular. Shyam is very irregular in his work. See, so this was our topic antonyms, the third topic of the chapter vocabulary. Now come to the fourth and the last topic of this chapter, that is idiomatic expressions. Now, what are idiomatic expressions and what is their importance? Idiomatic expression plays a very important role in English writing, because one thing that you have to keep in mind is it is such expression whose meaning cannot be derived from the individual words forming the idiom. Means the words which are there in the idiom, you cannot express the whole meaning through those words. In order to get the complete meaning of the idiom, you have to use that idiom in a particular sentence in order to draw its meaning correctly. So some of the idioms and their meanings are given to us, and even their use is also given in some of the sentences. So read them out, these idioms, in order to get a clear understanding of this topic. Take an example, like we say to break down. To break down is to go out of order. Its meaning, but it is not clear until and unless we use this idiom in a sentence. Like for example, his health has broken down due to overwork. Fine. So in this case, we will be able to understand the meaning of this to break down. Like his health has broken down due to overwork, means because of overworking or because of his tight schedule, his health has broken down. In the same way, we can take some more examples like to carry on. To carry on means to continue. Now carry on your work. This is a sentence. Means you can carry on, you can continue your work. Nobody will disturb you. Fine, this is the same sentence, and we can now able to understand the meaning of this idiom to carry on. Like this, you have to get an understanding of these idiomatic expressions. Some of the idiomatic expressions are given to you along with their meaning and their use in particular sentences. So just read them out to get a clear understanding of this topic. Total 87 idioms are given to you. So finally read them in order to understand. Now come to exercise number 12, which is regarding these idioms only. In this exercise, what we have to do is we have to fill in the blanks in the following sentences using the given idiomatic expressions and making necessary changes. Means some idiomatic expressions are given to us, and we have to use those idiomatic expressions in order to fill out the blanks in the given sentences. Clear? Now take the third one, dash smoking or get diseased. Here what will be fill up? Give up smoking or get disease. Means either stop smoking or you get diseased. So here the idiomatic expression which will come is give up. Fine. Take another one. A single blunder brought his reputation under a cloud. Means he has made one blunder, because of which his reputation is under difficulty, or he is under a big trouble. So we'll write, for this trouble, we'll use the idiomatic expression under a cloud. In the same way, we can use other idiomatic expressions also. Take another one. A hard-working student can easily get through the exam. Means if we work hard in order to study or in order to face exams, then it will be easy for us and we can easily get through the exam. In this way, you have to do this exercise, and I hope this chapter is clear to you all. So read this chapter carefully and learn and revise the exercises also. Thank you.